Alright, let's do some character building. We'll leave Rab alone for now. Let's go and slaughter some bunny corns. Oh, this is not even the right region. Jade is useful for increasing the chances of enemies dropping items through her pet power. Now that I've got Jade, I'm going to try to use her rare ability to give me some bunny tails, which is an accessory which drops more items.
Easy.
Alright, that should help me start with that. I should have done this in the beginning. Beast Blaster, awarded for defeating 1,000 monsters. Now this is what we'll do. We will start by killing off the slime. Then we're gonna pet power Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Man, I cannot say that word. Then we're gonna destroy them all before they can get out of here. Hopefully they'll give me 3 bunny tails.
Veronica wins again!
And I know that I'm wearing the Wings of Serendipity, and I will probably wear that for most of the game.
Easy peasy.
Yes, there's my 8th one. While I'm here, I'm going to load an ode save and see how many bunny corns were defeated at my hands to get 8 bunny tails. I had 1 bunny corn defeated by the time I got to Octagonia. I needed a monster that won't retreat. Maybe this monster's too tough, but...
Silvano takes the stage!
So now we will cast Electrolyte. That should summon some metal slimes or a death robot. Looks like I got the death robot. $28 damage, okay. I may just load it. Depends on how good the loot is from these hunter mechs, I suppose. Maybe I'll try electrolyte again? I don't know. I guess I could do that. Aw, once per battle! Alright, fine. That means I need to cast Hallelujah again. But I think this is the part I need to end the battle with. So I think that these are the ones with all the bunny tails and the vests of XP and gold.
Think you're tough, do you?
Score one for the good guys.
Things are looking up.
Let's try again. Yes!
Yeah!
Now I have to actually kill them, though. That's a lot of work for 2 metal slimes. Wasn't really worth it for me. I would have been better off casting electrolyte twice instead of Hallelujah then electrolyte.
The great Sylvando grows even greater.
Not bad.
Okay, darlings, I'll see you when you're finished here in town. I need to go and see a man about ciao for now.
What came over him all of a sudden?
Don Rodrigo lives in that grand old place over yonder. Let's go and say hello, shall we? Oh, and don't go mentioning my royal past, will ye? There's no point in causing a fuss. As far as he's concerned, I'm just his old pal Rab. Let's keep it that way, all right?
The ongoing search for the Rainbough has brought Tran back to his place of birth, Dundrasil. Alas, this once great fortress has fallen into ruins, having been attacked by an army of monsters many years ago in an assault that also claimed the lives of our hero's mother and father. There, he learns that Rab is in fact his grandfather and assists him in a ceremony to send the departed royal souls to the hereafter. Soon after the ceremony, Hendrik and his men appear, and despite several close calls, Tran manages to escape with Jade's aid. The pair regroup with the rest of the party, at which point Rab reveals that a malevolent mage by the name of Mordegon is behind all the evil in Erdrea and says that he must be defeated at all costs. Upon departing from Dundrasil, the Rainbough suddenly starts to glow, and all present see a vision of 6 strange orbs floating above an altar in the sky. Surmising that these will be what they need in order to reach the World Tree, the friends set off to seek them out. Rab says that they'll need to get out onto the open ocean in order to be able to search properly, which will mean sailing through the sea gates of Puerto Valor. Luckily, he knows Don Rodrigo, who's the head of this coastal community, so they make their way there to see him.
Listen up, laddie.
Now, I know this is the kind of place that makes you want to sit in the sun and forget all your troubles, but we've got things to do. Maybe next time, eh? We need to go and talk to Don Rodrigo. He's in charge of the sea gates, you see. He lives in the biggest villa in town, if I remember rightly.
Hey!
Sylv said he was going to meet some guy, right? And he still hasn't come back? It's weird. Normally he loves checking out new town, and I bet he'd love this place. I can imagine him wanting to move here.
I wasn't going to mention it, but
What a wonderful place this is. Just feel that lovely salty sea breeze. You know, I'd like to live in a place like this someday. I could build a pretty little cottage and breathe in the sea air every morning. Oh, it would be bliss.
Hey, listen!
I don't know much about this place, but I know it's surrounded by beautiful blue sea, and that's enough for me. I love it. Serena and I are from the mountains, you see. Before we set out, we'd only ever seen pictures of the sea in books. And I have to say, they really didn't do it justice. One of them said the sea was the world's biggest well. What a load of nonsense! I'd like to know who wrote that, Tosh.
hello.
Rab really is very popular. At first I didn't believe him when he said he had friends all over the world, but it's true. And they weren't all elderly gentlemen either. Rab gets along with everyone, princesses and paupers, young and old. No, there can't be many royals like him. This is the villa of Don Rodrigo. He is the most famous and honored hombre in Puerto Valor. You may enter, but do not cause any trouble.
Senor Roberto, so wonderful to see you after so many years. And your companions too, of course.
Good to see you looking so well, Cervantes. Now, I don't suppose Don Rodrigo's about for a wee chat, is he?
Lo siento, senor, so sorry. But I am afraid he has gone to Eliador. He is instructing the guards there in the art of swordsmanship, you see.
Ah, now that's a shame. I do so love our wee chats about fighting and horses and fighting.
Don Rodrigo will be sorry to have missed you too, senor. He often speaks of your visits very fondly.
Well, I'm sure we'll have a chance for a proper chinwag next time I'm in town. Now, there's something I was wanting to ask you, Cervantes. I was hoping to head out to sea in search of more interesting topics of conversation. You couldn't open the sea gates for me, could you?
It will be my pleasure, Senor Roberto. Can you imagine how angry Don Rodrigo would be if I refused? I will open them right away. If you go on board your ship, you will be able to sail straight through.
You're a good man, Cervantes. Thanks a million. And give my regards to Don Rodrigo, won't you?
Our hero's search for the Rainbough has come to an end at last, and having found it, they have learned that they must make their way to the World Tree in order to acquire a power that will hopefully help them defeat the malevolent mage Mordegon. But to get there, they'll need to gather the 4 remaining orbs first. In order to seek them out, they set off first for Puerto Valor to sail through the sea gates and out into the open ocean. Don Rodrigo, the head of this coastal community, is nowhere to be seen, but his assistant Cervantes is able to open them in his stead.
Hello.
Once the sea gates have been opened, we can take to the high seas. Who knows what awaits us there? But first things first, we need to board our ship and return to Puerto Valor. Cervantes should open the gates for us once we are ready.
You know, I've been thinking.
Did you want to talk to me?
I've been thinking.
It's a shame Don Rodrigo wasn't around. I'd been looking forward to having a wee chinwag with him. There aren't many who've got his depth of knowledge, let me tell ye. Still, it was nice to see Cervantes looking hale and hearty. I'm sure the 3 of us will have a wee dram together once all this is over. I will open the sea gates for you. Board your ship and be ready to set sail, por favor. Your ship is currently anchored on the coast of Valor, see? Bien. Once you have boarded, you must steer her hard to starboard.
Oh, aye!
Cervantes is on standby to open the sea gates just as soon as we're ready, laddie. I hope you're all set to travel to pastures new. Now, if there's nothing else you need to do around these parts, let's hop on board the stallion. Once we sail through Puerto Valor, we'll be out on the open sea. Every time I see the sea, it reminds me of what happened all those years ago in Dundrasil. Reb and I fled on board of a boat, setting sail before dawn. I still remember the inky black water. I was terrified, but Rab put his arm around my shoulder and told me it was going to be all right. I will never forget that.
How's it going?
Hey, do you know what's up with Sil? He looks kind of on edge. He's barely said a word since we set out for Puerto Valor. I hope he isn't sick or anything.
Oh. Hello.
Hey, listen. Oh, well.
Hey, honey.
Well, honey, how did it go? Did Cervantes say he'd open the sea gates for you? How do I know Cervantes' name? Oh, darling, that is a very good question. Hoo-hoo.
You wanted to speak to me?
If the Rainbough hadn't shown us that vision, we'd have no idea how to get the Yggdrasil. To think, when we first laid eyes on it back in Octagonia, we had no idea of the power the Rainbough possessed.
What's up?
Listen, you know that red orb I gave you? I didn't just bring it along to sell for big bucks. I had a feeling it would come in useful somehow. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm glad you've got it now. It feels like it should belong to the Luminary somehow. Just don't go dropping it, alright?
Are you alright?
So if we get all the orbs, and put them in the right place, we'll be able to get the Yggdrasil. But how exactly? With it floating all the way up in the air?
Gosh.
Wait a second, we're not going to fly there, are we? Oh dear, I'm not very good with heights, you know.
Hello.
We've always known our destiny was to protect the Luminary, but it always seemed a little vague what that actually meant. But now we have a clear goal, to lead you to Yggdrasil. I feel much better about everything now I know what we're supposed to be doing. I know you've got a whole lot on your mind, honey, but just stay focused on the next step. That's the best approach right now, trust me.
There's our pal, Cervantes. Give him a nice thank you wave, everybody.
Madre mia. Is it him?
Wild Blue Yonder, awarded for opening the sea gates of Puerto Valor and gaining access to the open ocean.
Oh, aye!
The gates in Puerto Valor are open, and the open sea is ours to explore. Let's see what we can discover, laddie.
You wanted to speak to me?
4 more orbs to go. Let's get moving.
Did you want to talk to me?
Back when we were growing up in Erdrea, we had no idea that the world was such a big place. It's wonderful, though, isn't it? There's always something new and exciting to see. I wonder what kind of adventures we'll be having next. Gosh, I can't wait.
There's something I want to talk to you about.
for the good guys.
I feel better than ever.
Where did all this horrible fog come from? I can't see a thing.
Hey, Sylv, what's going on?
I'm truly mystified. But whatever it is, I don't like it. Steering hard a starboard!
The mists are clearing. I can see light up ahead.
Where in the world are we?
The Strand.
Sorry, Dollface, but the ship's stuck on a sandbar. We ain't going nowhere for the minute. Me and Sylv gonna see if we can't push the old girl free. You lot just sit tight. Everything will be sorted in time.
Sorry, honey, but I haven't a clue where we are. This island doesn't appear on any of my maps. I want to wave bye-bye to this forsaken place as soon as possible, but so long as the stallion's stuck on that sandbank, we're staying right here. Well, this is just great. Something's not right about this place. No wind, no waves. It almost feels like time stopped altogether. What a pretty little island this is. It looks like just the one in the picture book I always used to read when I was little. I always said to Veronica that I'd like to go there, and to meet the handsome prince who lived there too. Fascinating. Judging by the shape of the prow and the state of the planks, I wouldn't be surprised if this boat was built long before even I was born. I can't help wondering if we've strayed into the Valorian Triangle, you know. It's a bit of the sea where they say ships just up and disappear, never to be seen again. I was expecting a mimic. Mini metal. Take a gander around the Strand. There's absolutely nothing here. Let's not waste any more time than we have to. As soon as the wind picks up, we're getting back on the hunt for the orbs.
What a strange place. It's almost like being in a dream.
Oh, darling, is it really you? My dearest darling Kai? I've waited for you ever since the day we said goodbye. Oh. 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 Hey! What do you think you're playing at, scaring us like that? And there's no need to look so disappointed to see us. Hold on. Are you a mermaid? That's strange. You didn't scream or try to catch me in a net. You're different from most other human beings that I've met. My name's Michelle. I'm sorry if I gave you all a fright. It's just I thought my Kai was back and I got all excited. Wow, I can't believe I'm talking to a real live mermaid. But anyway, who's this Kai you keep talking about? He's a tender-hearted fisherman from Honolulu Bay. He promised he would meet me here upon our wedding day. wedding day? I didn't even think humans and mermaids could get married. At first I was the same. I thought we'd never be together. I thought the mermaid's burden would keep us apart forever. For if a mermaid leaves the sea and makes the land her home, if ever she gets wet again, she melts away to foam. But when I told my Kai I couldn't come to live with him, he said, in that case, Shell, you better teach me how to swim. And so I got the blessing of the Queen beneath the sea. He's going to come to Nautica and live down there with me.
Oh, that's wonderful news. Congratulations.
Yeah, right. Something's off.
But he's supposed to meet me here so we can be together. And I've been waiting for him now for what feels like forever. I know he'd never break his word. He's not that sort of person. But the longer that he stays away, the more my worries worsen. I know it's rude to ask you, but I beg, I plead, I pray. Could you go to Honolulu and make sure my Kai's okay? So you're from the bottom of the sea, where the giant pearl from the story went. I wonder... Aha! How about this? If we go and check on your fiancé, will you take us down to see the Queen? To pay for such a kindness, it's the least that I can do. I'll sing my song and safely sink your ship and all your crew.
If anyone knows the truth about this giant pearl, it's the Queen of the Sea. If it leads us to another one of the orbs, it's worth helping. Wouldn't you say?
Whoops.
Thank you, all of you. I'd be indebted to you. If you could try to find him in the town of Honolulu.
Well, now I gotta say no.
I'll mark the village on your map. It's to the east of Hotto. A beautiful blue bay behind an isolated grotto. My Kai's a famous fisherman, as rugged as the ocean. A hanky-janky sailor stuffed with smouldering emotion. Oh, now I'm all embarrassed. Don't tell him what I said. Just bring my darling back so we can finally be wed.
As the search for the remaining orbs continues, our heroes run aground on a strange spit of sand called the Strand. There they meet a beautiful mermaid called Michelle, who has apparently been awaiting the return of Kai, her human husband-to-be. They are determined to be together, despite the curse that usually prevents man and mermaid from marrying. At Michelle's insistence, the party sets sail for the village of Honolulu to find her beau and tell him to hurry up. In exchange, the mermaid promises to lead them to the undersea kingdom of Nautica, where they hope to learn more of the giant pearl said to have sunk to the seabed.
Listen.
Come on, Tran, let's go and find Kai and bring him back to Michelle. She said she marked his village on your map, didn't she? Once we're at sea, we can get our bearings and set sail for Honolulu. They say the most beautiful thing in the world is either the full moon on a cloudless night or a face of a mermaid. Well, now that I've seen a mermaid for myself, the moon looks like a dog's breakfast. This Kai lad must be an absolute dreamboat to have a bonny lass like Michelle pining after him. He's probably like super old by this point.
Hey, honey.
I've traveled the whole world and come across plenty of characters, but I've never met a mermaid before. This is a big deal for me, honey. What is that man thinking, keeping his darling fiancé waiting for so long? What a heartless rotter! When we bring him back here, he better get down on his hands and knees and apologize for playing with the poor girl's heart. Else he'll have me to deal with. What a wonderful story. A mermaid and a man falling in love. Why, it's like something out of a fairy tale. I can just picture it now. Kai will walk Michelle down the aisle, they'll say their vows, and then... oh my.
You good?
So if we get Michelle and this Kai guy together, we'll be able to make our way down to the Kingdom of the Mermaids. Cool. If anyone knows whether that pearl that sank to the bottom of the sea is really the orb we're after, the Queen of the Mermaids will. Sticking your nose into other people's love lives hardly ever ends well, but I guess this is our lucky day.
My darling lives far, far away. It's quite a lengthy trip. South and east of Hato, you can only get there by ship. To make sure that you don't get lost, I've marked it on your map. Please go to Honolulu, friends, and bring me back my chap. There's one more thing I'd like to ask before you disappear. Please don't tell anyone but Kai. I'm waiting for him here. I'm not sure why, but lots of sailors seem to hate my kind. If you could keep our secret, it'd really ease my mind.
I had a word with that Michelle. Lovely girl, and you ain't gonna believe this. She's only gone and used her mermaid powers to get the stallion moving again. We can leave whenever you're ready.
How about this? If we go and check on your fiancé, will you take us down to see the Queen? To pay for such a kindness, it's the least that I can do. I'll sing my song and safely sink your ship and all your crew.
If anyone knows the truth about this giant pearl, it's the Queen of the Sea. If it leads us to another one of the orbs, it's worth helping. Wouldn't you say?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had a sudden urge to stretch my legs. Let me ask you that again. If anyone knows the truth about this giant pearl, it's the Queen of the Sea. If it leads us to another one of the orbs, it's worth helping. Wouldn't you say?
Still no.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had a sudden urge to stretch my legs. Let me ask you that again.
Board the Salty Stallion and set sail east for the village of Honolulu on the coast south of Hato. So here's Hato, so okay, I see it. Alright.
We win again.
Ridiculous.
This really is a diversion too far, Tran. I'm as eager to see the world as anyone, but haven't we got more important things to be doing right now? Michelle's waiting for us on the strand. We said we'd go to Honolulu, find her fiancé, and bring him back to her, and I, for one, am not going to let her down.
Are you all right?
Tran, don't you find it rather exciting when you see a place that you'd like to go, but you don't know how to get there yet? It feels like the beginning of a grand new adventure. Or perhaps it's just me. I always have had something of a taste for mystery, even if I could only ever find it in my storybooks.
Hey!
Remember when we were running from the guards in the caves under Heliodor? I thought things would cool off after that, but our journey keeps getting crazier. Sure, wandering the world alone has its plus points, but going on a proper adventure with a gang of true blue buddies? Well, that isn't bad either.
Let's have a nice little chat.
Now that we know there's a kingdom full of mermaids at the bottom of the sea, nothing seems impossible. We can find a way up the age or so. I know we can.
What?
Just imagine if the Salty Stallion suddenly sprouted silver wings and started soaring through the sky. Oh, darling, wouldn't it just be fabulous?
Listen up, laddie.
Have you found yourself a girlfriend yet? Ach, it's a fine thing, love. It makes your heart go pitter-pat.
Oh, aye!
When I was your age, I had to beat the girls away with a stick, literally.
Okay.
When Rab and I were traveling together, and we needed to cross the ocean, we used to beg for lifts on fishing boats or stow away on cargo ships. Either way, it was never a pleasant voyage. It's so much more enjoyable to be able to set sail whenever and wherever we please. Thank goodness we met Sylvando.
Okay, that was lame. I was mashing the button as fast as possible. I was trying to hit him normally.
Easy
Probes of Serenity. Might be best to just go this way, assuming the world wraps.
We did it, darlings!
assume that my teammates have nothing new to say now that I'm nearby.
Excellent.
Michelle has marked Honolulu on the map for us so we don't get lost. Come on, Tran, let's go and find Kai and bring those lovebirds back together.
Oh, aye! Fabulous!
Ah, to think of a mermaid and a man falling in love. It's so romantic. My knees have gone all wobbly. I, Sylvando, the patron of passion, the apostle of amour, swear to do everything in my power to reunite dear Shelley with her darling boy. Come, Tran, to Honolulu, and don't spare the stallion.
Ridiculous.
You know, I've been thinking.
So if we get Michelle and this Kai guy together, we'll be able to make our way down to the Kingdom of the Mermaids?
Here we are in beautiful Honolulu, a seaside paradise that Shell tells me is home to the prettiest pearls in all the world.
Ooh, pearls.
Bright blue waves, pure white sands, and fabulous jewels just lying on the beach. Truly, darlings, this is the promised land. Although it does seem a little less promising than I expected. Where is everybody?
Something's not right here. Still, it's not our problem. Let's just find this Kai guy and get out of here.
Don't be so short-sighted. Obviously it has to do with Kai.